right. Welcome to the next edition of Frame Your Future Digital. We're really excited about today. A lot of you know LifeSaver. A lot of you probably know Steve, but we're excited they want to participate and share some information about point of sale systems, how their systems can help you all operate a more efficient and effective business. So we're excited about that. Steve Smeltz, I've been with him a few times, and here's what I know. Every time he does a presentation, our agenda gets all messed up because everybody has questions for him, everybody wants to hear from him, and he really knows his stuff. He's one of you and crossed the line and came over to the software side, and so we were excited when they agreed to come over here and work with you guys today. So I'm going to turn it over to Steve and let him take you through his presentation. And Steve, it's all yours. Thanks.
Appreciate the invite to let me talk to all the folks. So thank you very much, Daniel. What we're going to go over today is the cloud version of LifeSaver, and this is really kind of goes with what's going on in the country, right? So we've had a lot of calls over the last month about our current customers wanting to be able to access their software from wherever they're at. Well, if they have the legacy version that's been out there a while, then that's kind of difficult to do other than you got to drive to the store, right? So with this product, you have a lot of options to be able to take that store and stick it wherever you're at. I'm sitting here in my house right now. I can log into my store, run reports, do some designs for folks, send them images of those designs with pricing, and interact with those customers with no contact, like they were saying. So those are the big advantages right now for this product. So we're going to kind of go over some of those things. And then if you have questions and stuff, just type those out to Danielle and she'll filter those through me. And if I can't get to them today, she can send them over to me and I will either call you or I'll email you the answers. If I don't know it, I'll find someone that does. So again, I thank you for your time, and let's get started. So right now, if you can see my screen, somebody give me a thumbs up. Everybody good? See my screen? Okay, great. Hey, Johnny. All right, so when you first log into the product, you come to this page. So what I like to do initially is just to kind of go and click the right orders tab, and I'm not going to really talk. I'm going to put a description in. What I'm going to do is just write an order very quick without kind of explaining anything, just so you can see how fast it is to write these orders, right? So, and then we'll go back and we'll discuss all these different fields. I just wrote an order. What took me 15 seconds, 20 seconds, right? So the point is that you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to write the order and get the price. I got the price, it's $430.05. How do you want to pay for it? So the point being is how easy it is to use. We designed this from the perspective of non-computer users. And we've always had that mentality at LifeSaver Software, even with our initial products. Even though we're the tech folks, we're trying to develop products that makes it easy on the framing community to write their orders, be efficient, be more profitable, understand their margins, keep their margins the same, and not get in the way of you being creative. Okay, so let's back up. So if I go back to the home screen, you get to this product through a browser. So meaning if you can get to the internet on pretty much any device, you can run your store from anywhere. So a lot of questions come up initially is, what if I don't have the internet? What if my internet goes down at the store? You use your phone. You can hotspot to your phone, Android or whatever you have. Apple, it doesn't matter. So when we're at the trade shows, we run all the software off of one person's cell phone, and it works phenomenal. So if the internet goes down at your store, you can always just run it on your phone. And I'll show you some other features you can do on your phone that will really help too. Okay, so let's slow it down a little bit and kind of go through first the order process that I just did quickly. So at the very top, that's your description of the customer's artwork that came in the door, right? So then I'm going to type in the size, 22 by 22. I'm going to go to the molding tab, and I'm going to pick a Larson Juhl molding out of my list. You'll notice as soon as I start typing product IDs in, right, even shows you the description here. If you hover over it, it shows me how many feet I'm going to need currently, right? Shows me the finish size. It automatically starts tabulating the costs on the right here. So you don't have to do anything other than just type in the product ID numbers. So I'm going to type in a mat board number, and I'm going to type in another mat board number, and it'll give you the descriptions if you hover over it. It automatically fills in the width of the project, and you can set these defaults to anything you want. Now, if I go back up to the molding field, you'll notice it adds another molding tab button right there as soon as I add this first one. So if I'm stacking something, and that could be stacking vertical or horizontal, it doesn't matter. You can pick. So do I want to go out or do I want to go up? Okay, so now that I got kind of a simple design in there, you'll notice at the bottom, it automatically, especially Larson Juhl's great at this, is they send us images of all their product. So when you're using Larson Juhl product, you have a huge advantage because as you're typing this information in, you're kind of getting a visualization of what that product is going to look like. And now that, I'd say about 6 months ago, we took that visualization product and buried it into the default product of LifeSaver Software Cloud. It's not an add-on. It just comes with the product now. So as you're typing those item numbers in, you'll get a little preview of what you're selling. Okay, here's some benefits of that. Customer comes in, you know, in the days that I had a frame shop, I would, you know, I'd have a chair and they'd want to stand on the chair and look down at it. I'd have a couple big mat boards with holes in it that they could look through, trying to understand what it's going to look like. Now, do you need to show the visualization to every customer who walks in the door? Absolutely not. But for the folks who have a harder time trying to figure that out, this is a phenomenal tool. And I know it's phenomenal because I know every time that you use visualization, your ticket price, your average ticket goes up. And your rejects, meaning they call or they say never mind, or they forget about it, or they get home and say forget about it, those go way down. So I can even take the image. The customer walks in the door with a piece of art. Now I can take our FrameView app, take a picture with my phone. It automatically links whatever picture I just took from my phone into this hole and shows the customer the finished product. Now, how does this become even more useful in today's crazy world we're in? I can save that. I can create a montage of different framing options for customers and email that to them with the prices so that they can interact with you, the designer, and create some wonderful custom framing without even being in front of them. So that's kind of a real world scenario as of today, right? So when I preview this and I show that to the customer and I tell them that that's $430, instead of them going, boy, that's $430, I don't know if I'm going to like it, because now I can say, well, does it look better with a 4-inch molding, a 4-inch mat board, or a 1-inch mat board? You know, like how you're in your store and you have your samples out and you have those customers that keep creeping in the frame on the mat board so that they only want a little skinny mat board. That's what they're thinking when they come in, right? But you know that that's not going to look very good. So now you can show them, compare them side by side, the one that has the 1-inch mat board and the one that has the 4-inch mat board. It brings your eye into the artwork. You're not so focused on a bunch of stripes there with the mat and the moldings so close together. Another great feature here, you can create suggested packages that you create, that once that customer comes in, you could take their artwork and automatically stick it into predefined custom treatments. And then the designer can modify it from there, but at least you give them some little stepping stones to create something phenomenal that you love and the customer will love. So that new employee is not starting from scratch, right? So let's back up a little bit and let's talk about, we created this design. Now, at the bottom where the mats are here, you have these glazing choices. And then another thing to piggyback on, if you have a new design person, you have these little helpful hints on why you would use said product, right? So if they're not versed on the glazing part of the framing yet, they don't have it down pat, they can just hover over and see bullet points on why they would use that particular type of glazing. So it helps with your training. It helps you upsell product, because the more knowledge that we give our associates, the more knowledge that they can supply to the end customer, and then that customer walks out there with a product that's going to last them a lifetime. So below the glazing is basically, look at it as filing cabinets, and you have specials, mounting, stretching, and you can have anything you want here. These can say anything you want. So under specials, I can say, well, I need glass spacers, right? And I can just click on that, and it automatically knows the size, it automatically knows the prices, and it will add that dollar value to the total. And if I need more than one, I can just change it on the fly and go doubles it up, right? You can even have it so that if you click on it, a secondary message would come up saying, like if you were selling security hangers, right? In one of the security hangers, and you clicked on it, a pop-up message could say, make sure you sell them the wrench, or make sure you give them the wrench, or whatever you want to say behind that message, right? So you click on it, it will pop up a secondary message to sell something else. So the customer comes in and they have, I don't know, say 4 baseball cards. You can actually overlay the template on top of the artwork. And now I can change the template to add those pieces of artwork. Now, how do I get that artwork into there? I got a few different options. I showed you here where if you have the app on your phone, you can use the app to upload the pictures. Or if you have something that's on your computer, then you can just go to the hard drive onto your computer and upload something. What are the advantages of running in the cloud? You don't have to buy new hardware all the time. It runs on most devices. You don't have to go out and get a new computer. You could run it on an iPad if you already have an iPad. So those questions about security is, how do I keep my information secure? Well, you're allowed to assign those roles based on what the job function is of those employees, right? So let's go back here. Now let's go through this one more time. Once you get registered, what is our main goal? Obviously, is the more shops I can keep in business, the better for all of us. So I would love to have more LifeSaver customers, but if you're not running point of sale software, find a product that you like, and you like the folks who work there, and you feel comfortable with them, and you understand their product, go buy it. If you're still doing things by hand, you're losing money every single time you write an order, I'll guarantee it. Anytime someone has a price increase, right? How long does it take you to figure out that price increase the way you're doing it by hand? So say somebody goes up 3%. Well, every time you write an order, you're going to take 3% and throw it out of your pocket because you didn't update your prices. Every time Larson sends us an update, and we get one every week from them, every single week we get an update from Larson, and we automatically put it into the cloud product. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go download anything. You don't have to go search for anything. You don't have to do nada. All you have to do is log into your software, and those price increases are automatic. What happens if they add product or delete product? What do you got to do? You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is log in, and it's done. We take care of that for you. How about backing up your system? Don't have to do that anymore either. We automatically take care of that for you. Say you're at the, we go the next Larson Juhl open house here, hopefully soon, right? And you're there, but you want to see what's going on at the store. Now you can. You just log into your product, and you can see if Betty Smith picked up that order that owes you $800 or $1,000. You can see how many orders were written. So I'm adamant about, if you're not running anything, if you're not using any software, find somebody you like. Hopefully it's us. But if it's not us and it's someone else, you're going to do yourself a great service by using that product. You're going to make more money. Your margins are going to be consistent. You're going to offer your customers a better experience. No one, when I had my store in Atlanta, I can't tell you how many times before we wrote this software, how many times I was standing there in front of a board this long trying to figure out all the prices. And at the end of that 5-minute experience, while they're standing there looking not very happy because I kept on hitting the plus button, and I told them it was $430, did they say, I don't know, can I get a break on that, or can I get a discount on that? Well, they asked me because I was in charge of the numbers. I was in charge of the calculator, right? So obviously I can make that change. When you do something like this, they don't question it. $430 is $430. How would you like to pay for it? Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. There's your choices. I'm going to run the whole charge. What we're trying to create is a product that allows you to do everything easy and get away from it so you can go market yourself in your store. So what happens when you write those orders? We automatically start creating production logs for what you do next. The framing industry is unique, really, because we have a retail store that we're selling something to consumers, but just a few feet away, we have a production facility in the back that we then have to be production managers and logistics folks and inventory folks. So we're really running two separate entities. If you use a product, a point of sale product that makes your life easier in the front, keeps your margins the same, creates a profit for you, you want that same product to be able to be profitable on the production side or in the back side of the facility. So what LifeSaver does, it then creates workflows and productions for you to keep up with that work. So you can go in on Monday morning, create a production log and say, here's everything I got to do by this Thursday. Okay. And then once you write those tickets, it automatically starts creating those production logs for you. So here's some tickets that I sold. And then these headings at the top can be the different steps in the production. And they can be anything you want, but for now I have the mats cut, it's verified, everything looks good. Now it's on the truck, it's being delivered, but it could be sold, verified, assembled, it doesn't matter. But the point being is you can then start taking these jobs and moving them into different buckets into the production schedule, and then get reports on that information and keep up with it. You could keep up with it from home or on vacation or a trade show or whatever. That's the great thing about being on a cloud product, is that you're in front of that product at any time you want. If you don't want to be, you don't have to be, obviously. But if you need to get that data is sitting at your fingertips. So now I have this in production, and I can start moving those. So we try to give you tools that will run the production side of your business as well as the margin profit side by bringing in the money.